Okay, you have done with the definition, characteristic, and the type of the quantitative research. So, in the next material is the advantage and disadvantage quantitative research. The number one is the advantage of the quantitative research. There are number one is the collect reliable and accurate data and systematic. As we know that the data of the quantitative research is collected, analyzed, and represented in a number. The results obtained will be extremely reliable. Actually, numbers do not lie. They offer an honest picture of the conducted research without discrepancies and also extremely accurate. In situation where a researcher predicts conflict, quantitative research is conducted because of the data is a number. And the number two is the quick data collection. A quantitative research is carried out with a group of respondents who represented a population. A survey or any other quantitative research method applied to these respondents and the involvement of the statistic conducting and analyzing result is quite straightforward and less time consuming. In this quantitative research is collect the result. There are data is number and it is less time consuming. Number three is uses randomized sample. When the research participants suspect that a study wants to achieve a specific result, then their personal bias can enter into the data spectrum. The answer provided on the included materials to manipulate the process of the research. That's why the quantitative research approach is so useful when trying to study a specific hypothesis within a large population demographic. The number four is can focus on facts or a series of the information. Researchers can use the quantitative approach to focus on a specific facts that they want to study in the general population. This method is also useful when a series of the data points are highly desirable within a particular demographic. It is a process that lets us understand the reason behind or decision, behavior, or action from associative viewpoint. The next is disadvantage of quantitative research. We know that the quantitative research is just assumption from the researcher. So the assumption which is not based on facts will increase wrong information. The quantitative research is just oriented at the score and scale, not look at personal the sample or the respondents. So this quantitative research is not subjective, not look at the personality of the object respondent, just focus on the aims assumption. For the example this is example of the correlation research. The title is the correlation between vocabulary achievement and reading achievement in the second year of junior high school Satu Malang. In this title, the variable 1 is the vocabulary achievement and the variable 2 is reading achievement. There are any two variables which is the researchers to analyze in this research. The research problem is there any significant correlation between vocabulary achievement and reading achievement in the second year of junior high school 1 Malang? So from the research problem, we can use the two hypotheses. The hypothesis number 1 is any alternative hypothesis. There is any significant correlation between vocabulary achievement and reading achievement in the second year of junior high school 1 Malang. And the null hypothesis is there is no any significant correlation between vocabulary achievement and reading achievement in the second year of junior high school 1 Malang. So the alternative is can call positive hypothesis and the null hypothesis is can call negative hypothesis. This is for the example of experimental research. The title is the effectiveness of using video blog on student speaking skill of recount text at the 8th grade of junior high school. This is thesis from IAIN Tulung Agung. The author is Ika Trisna Nur Cahyani. We were learning about the characteristic of the quantitative research. There are any research problem, variable, and the hypothesis. And in this thesis, the variable is video blog and student speaking skill. There is the research problem. The number 1 is how is the development of student speaking skill of recount text taught by video blog. And the research problem number 2 is the use of video blog effective to increase the student speaking skill score of recount text. And the objective is the aims of the research. There are to know the development of the student speaking skill taught by using video blog, and the number 2 is to know the effectiveness of using video blog in increase student speaking. There are any scope and limitation for the research. We know that quantitative research is any scope and limitation for the respondent. The research hypothesis, there are any two, and the number 1 is the null hypothesis, states that there is no significant difference of the student speaking ability before and after taught using video blog based role play. And the alternative hypothesis states that there is significant difference on the student speaking ability before and after taught using video blog based role play. So that's all the view from introduction to quantitative research, and the material is done. So if you have any question from this presentation, you write down at the WhatsApp group and we will answer it. And I think this is from us, and thank you for giving attention for us. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.